of what you expect him to say. But surely all the negative energy just around the club over the last few months, it's got to affect you as a player, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. But I also absolutely believe in what he's saying, because different cultures and different people have a different mentality. And being a Swede, most of the Scandinavian players I played with, if not all of them, are very single-minded, very focused, and have a great attitude. And I think, to me, Victor Lindelof seems the same. Now, we can discuss his merits as being a Manchester United centre-half and being a starter, but I do believe that he is the kind of guy, knowing where he comes from and the kind of background that they have, that they are just super focused. However, that's not the case with a lot of the other players at this club. We know there are a lot of players at this football club that have been smarting from the criticism. I mean, Harry Maguire sticks out like a sore thumb. He's probably had more than most, whether you agree with that or not. Some of it down to him, some not, but he's had a lot. And I think him and others, I mean, Paul Pogba was heavily criticised, and that did not go unnoticed in his camp as well. So I think for certain people, it's not that they don't realise that it's out there, but some people are better at shutting it out than others. But I do think there are a lot of players at Manchester United who have been affected with the outside noise. But I do think, Victor Lindelof's well within his merits to say, no, I just concentrate on my own job because players are different. But I think to sort of generalise against the whole squad and say none of them are affected by it, I would not agree with that.
Don?
No, I think he'll be a professional. I think he'll back himself to try and get into the team first and foremost. I understand what he's saying about the noise. I mean, you're never gonna do an interview and turn around and go, "Oh yeah, it's really affected us. All the noise, it's eating away at us." It just probably shows a bit of a weaker mentality. So as a pro, you'd never ever do that sort of interview. You wouldn't. So predominantly, Erik ten Hag at Ajax has played a back four. So now Victor Lindelof's thinking, well, I've got Varane and I've got Harry Maguire. If I could displace one of them, I can get in the team, and that's all he'll be focused on. So it's great when new bodies come in, but at the same time, the lads will tell you when a new body or bodies come in your position, it puts you under a lot more pressure, either A, to try and get into the team, make the squad, or might even get moved on. So he'll just be focused. He'll be focused on early days of pre-season in their camp. He'll want to train well. He'll want to take information on from the new manager. He'll want to show that he's a good listener. And he'll want to try and fight for his spot. That's all you can do as a pro.
But it continues to be a bit of a circus, Frank. Obviously, the latest, Cristiano Ronaldo not going on this pre-season tour, wanting out of United. Does that affect the camp at all?
Of course it does, and I won't believe Lindelof that he doesn't read or follow anything, because we live in a generation of social networks and you know everything about everything. Already during our time, I wasn't reading newspapers, but I can tell you he's always a friend, a nice friend of mine, who would have called me and say, oh, you've been criticized yesterday by Dale, by him. Now, always nice people, around me. So that's the thing, and I'm sure he knows everything. So I think it's more a statement. You can say whatever you want, we are focused on what we're going to do and we're going to work hard, yes, okay. But he has to know, because now I'm on this other side of the camera, let's say, that we don't say that to talk to Lindelof. We are talking to the audience, to our viewer, to explain a little bit what we felt. At the time, we felt that. And I think it's what the media does. They just explain what's going on. And if it's a mess, it's a mess. And it's been a circus, so you have to say it's a circus. And if you are sensitive about that, you're going to be affected. If you are strong, as Craig said, as almost all Scandinavians are, you're not going to be affected. I didn't care what people say. Even when and I was criticized, I think it was a plus for me to react. But it's for some players, it's different. But it's a tough time. They tried to rebuild something. And now you have the Ronaldo story, so everybody, all media talk about it, and we are the first to do so, but we are rightly doing it. But we don't talk about the death of the team and what they're going to do, what they're going to achieve, because it's not the time right now. So it must be tricky for the players right now, I think.
Why haven't they signed anyone, Jules?
It's a good question. They clearly went for some targets, and we've explained before, and maybe strangely in a way, that they only clearly targeted very mostly players who've played before with Erik ten Hag, which which is fine because he knows them. But it tells you a lot as well about the recruitment at United. If a new manager comes in and all the players that they want are the ones who worked with him before, which is just, this is not how a big club works. Big club work is you've got a target, you've got a short list, but you certainly cannot just sign players who worked with your new manager before, because what happens, by the way, if in 6 months' time he's sacked? So, but they certainly tried for Timber. That was not possible. They're still trying for Lisandro Martinez, which, again, you can try and you can play a bit of a poker game because you want the price to be right, and you know Arsenal are in. You're not really sure who is using who. You're not sure exactly what Ajax's position is or what even the player's position is. But certainly, it's been difficult for them. It's been difficult to sign a centre back. It's been difficult to sign players all around, really, and it's quite crazy that they haven't really signed anyone yet. Even Christian Eriksen, who we thought was on his way, this is still hasn't happened yet. So it's a problem. I don't know if you can blame someone just yet because there's still plenty of time, but they're on tour now. They're on pre-season tour, and I don't think this is maybe the position that they would have liked to be with no reinforcement yet.
I mean, to not get signings in that are literally been handed on a plate to you. You know, to go back to Jules, Christian Eriksen, who, you know, comes back from this horrendous health issue that almost cost him his life, and gets an opportunity from his countryman Thomas Frank at Brentford, and then all of a sudden this global juggernaut in Man United comes along when 12 months you thought you might not have been playing again after what he went through, and his wages will not be, unless they're throwing a spanner in the works, I wouldn't imagine so. To not even be able to get this over the line, so that Ten Hag can at least clean this up. These easy ones, these more simplistic, none of them are ever easy, these more simplistic ones should be done and dusted quickly, so he knows, the manager, that these ones are done and this squad's starting to take shape. But to not have these sort of free transfers that are going to be squad players, to have them lingering on for days and weeks is just not good.
And also, you've got this Cristiano Ronaldo cloud that continues, obviously, to hang over them, Jules.
Yeah, that's right, and I agree with the boys. The fact that he didn't turn up for pre-season, you can do your pre-season anywhere you want, in the park down the road. You can go anywhere on pre-season. You can do it anywhere. You can stay at Carrington if you want for pre-season. You don't have to physically be somewhere apart from to showcase your player. There's often a lot of things happening with sponsors, activation, new shirt, new sponsorship deal, all of that. And for that, one of the main reasons why you go is to bring your stars to whatever country you go to, for your fans, and again, for all the sponsors, for all those deals, for everything that you're going to do out there. So not having Cristiano Ronaldo with you as Manchester United, one of the biggest clubs in the world, if not the biggest, is a shambles. And we go back again of the situation at that club and what's happening at that club. And yeah, of course, you're going to go and play some friendlies, and you get ready, and Ten Hag can have double session a day, all of that. But again, you could do that at Carrington or in the park down the road. But you usually go away so you can have Cristiano Ronaldo with a new shirt, with your new sponsor for the shirt. Everybody's happy. You take a lot of photos. You do a lot of content for your social. And they do well, they do great. This is the whole story. This is why you do pre-season tour. This is what happens for everybody, is the same. And yet they have no new signing apart from young Malacia, but I'm not sure, no offense to him, but that it really counts. And you've got no Cristiano. So this tour, it might be a great tour, but right now this is not a tour where they want it to be.
It's just a headache for Ten Hag, Don.
See, I don't think it is, Dan. I was thinking that when Jules was answering the question there. I was thinking there's two sort of sides to this. Jules is spot on with the commercial and the revenue and what Ronaldo brings when they go to Thailand, and the stardom that he brings, and the shirt sales and everything else that goes with it. I'm thinking Ten Hag's probably sitting in the training camp thinking, leave him behind then. He doesn't want to join us. If he's going to be negative, and he's going to be a negative influence, and he's going to have the ears to some young boys, he's going to have ears to Harry Maguire and etc., etc. And the lads like Elanga are trying to put a shift in to try and get in the first team. If he's going to be a negative influence towards younger players, leave him behind. Let him be. He probably doesn't want any part of it. Now, if it is sincere and he has got family problems, and obviously the manager and the staff will know that and they'll totally understand it. But from the manager's point of view, if it's not, leave him.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.